Chapter X, C, one of Marvel's X-Men. You open the fridge. A pint of brown sugar cinnamon cream cheese. Disgusting. Almost never used. This is complemented by an old tuna sandwich, soaked through its whole wheat skin with mayonnaise and misshapen by the weight of groceries long gone. 2-3 months old at least. Damn. Your lot in life seems to be comprised of A, disappointment, B, the massive enlightenment afforded to all souls, C, hunger. Sign, lost in your woes and want, you reach for the half-empty milk carton lying lengthwise in the crisper, except it isn't there. Oh, god damn it, not again. Turning around, you become conscious of the coming dread which is your destiny. Your lot at it again. Slavoj Zizek, naked as the day he was dumped from his mother's Slovene holiest of holes, waddles at speed from the sunroom, like a toddler excited but still fresh to the mechanics of bipedal movement. His surprisingly youthful cock is bobbing happily between his legs. His beard has dribbles of lactase nesting in it, themselves probably destined to curdle there. And he is carrying the carton. "For fuck's sake, you fat piece of shit," says you. "This milk is for the people, okay?" He sniffed. "I will distribute it evenly." "That's not how Marxism works. That reminds me of an old joke from Soviet Poland about Hegelian." Zizek's voice trails off as he hightails it out the door. He's left your apartment and entered the hearts and minds of the outside world. He also steals your fucking car. "Fucker," you say. "Leaving so soon?" She had a grin that looked to be from ear to ear. Sarah asked Slavoj, why did he run off so fast? Slavoj replied, "I had a shitty childhood. I used to be a disappointment to my dad. He beat me relentlessly, my sister too. It got worse when my mom died. Now it's erotic, if. Pull t-shirt violently, anything. Time to pay my dad back. I know now what I must do." And then, niggers. She ran to the gate on her chubby little legs, trying to stretch up and open it. "See?" I stood awkwardly at the side of the car door. He wasn't sure how to feel. As I observed her actions, I began to ponder why I felt so attracted to such a large girl. Their eyes shyly met and departed, as they sat in the lounge wondering what to say exactly. He asked a few essential questions, but she couldn't bring herself to answer much. Her face red as a tomato. He said, to break the silence, "The banana is technically a seed." Sniff. "Maya, this guy I know told me something similar last night," she replied nonchalantly, still avoiding his gaze. "Except it was marijuana, and he said it was a food, and a gift of God." His eyes glued to my legs, quite a bitch of which were uncovered by the skirt I decided on. "Only for you, sir," she laughed as she said banana. Unsure if he understood the reference, her blush deepened, and her eyes shied away from the masculine form of the Slavic thinker, but a gentle hand turned her face back towards the deep blue eyes of the gelatinous man of philosophy. "Fuck me right here, right now!" As she said it, she undid his fly and reached her hand inside, immediately finding what she was looking for and releasing it. His cock sprung out from his jeans, and she enjoyed its warmth and firmness, running her hand over and teasing it with her fingers. "See." Zizek sniffed coyly. A sudden confidence overtook her as he returned to the task at hand. 10,000 of your children will perish on my palm." Slavoj was already struggling to control his desire. He put his hands on her hips and spun her around fast, lifting the back of her dress to her slender waist and sliding her negligible thong to one side. She bent forward slightly and closed her eyes, waiting. She felt his erection touch her most sensitive flesh and push inside, his hand still on her hip and now another wrapped around his length, guiding it inside her. With one agonizingly slow motion, he pushed inside her, forcing a growling moan from through his clenched teeth and a sigh of relief from her lipstick mouth. "See. Prepare." The edge. "Oh, God, you feel so fucking good," breathed Slavoj. "I'm already close." "Come for me," she replied without inhibition. "Let me feel it." C. A Pervert's Guide to Ideology. And then, see? It's time. She teased her clit faster, harder, bringing herself to the edge in time with Slavoj's fulfilling thrusts, her muscles massaging him from inside her as her own climax began. Her knees felt like they would buckle as the convolutions of her pussy brought on Slavoj Salvo 2. See, it's here. The convolutions of pleasure were all-consuming. There, pleasure became ideology as her chubby legs couldn't hold her body up any longer. Semen dripped down her legs. Her hair looked like a rat's nest. She ran out the door. She ran fast. She ran until she collapsed. As she struggled to open her eyes, she saw what looked like a rhinestone cowboy driving an old rusty Ford pickup truck. She pulls off her mask. It's Wittgenstein. Zizek starts to mumble that he's not gay, but Wittgenstein says that his words don't mean anything, and then props himself up with his own erect cock. The communist Ambulocetus is taken aback, but, to his surprise, finds himself more erect than before. See, WTF just happened. Collaborative story time is disgusting. It should be banned from children. Reader, that was why they did it. That is why they did it. That is why they did it at 13:23 a.m. on Christmas Eve of the year 1987. That is why Slavoj, the finest, loyalist, barkinest dog the Jones family, nay, any family, had ever known, was put to sleep. It's a dog, FFS, said Slavoj. But all they heard was woof woof, bow wow wow. But turned out to be a Jack Russell Terrier riding shotgun with the Marlboro Man. The truck stops, and after some resistance, the rusty driver's side door opens. He's smoking. He had the seatbelt stuck in it. He closes it and drives away. Off a cliff, and his trousers fall down. The cliff had an extremely deep drop of 4 feet. Once the truck hit the ground, the engine caught fire. White smoke was coming into the cab of the truck. The Marlboro Man looked over at his dog. He yelled, "Why? Why is old Yeller dead?" He looked at the girl with chubby legs and said, "Where were we, my darling? We were off to Taco Bell. You're buying the 8 crispy tacos and 3 Mexican pizzas and 2 Diet Cokes." "But Taco Bell gives me diarrhea," said she, as she rubbed her feces all over her body. "Would you like a delicious Marlboro? Hey, mister, did your mom ever teach you how to talk to a lady properly? You know what? If it wasn't for you picking me up on the side of the road, I'd backhand you. Look, I'm sorry about your dead dog. Shit happens. See, there are no brakes on the field train." Thinking to myself, wow, his cock looks massive. Those pants are very tight on his ass, man. There's something about Wranglers. Rhinestone Cowboy. "Hey, you lady, what you looking at?" It feels so good that I pull my plentiful breasts out of my shirt. I begin to rub my fingers on the outside of my quarter-sized pink areola till I barely touch my eraser-sized nipples, watching them grow with every touch of my cool fingers. As my nipples, get harder, I begin to bring my whole hand over my tits, but they are so big that I can only get half my small hands around them. Bringing my sensitive nipples through my fingertips, I begin to moan as I lean up towards your ears and whisper softly, "I want you to 2 girls, 1 cup me." And I just said, no. Consent is a patriarchal myth. But I digress. There is no pleasure simpler than the soft caress, the light press of one's lips against a nigger's puckering asshole. Oh, star of many beauties, how might I suck thine shit from thine paternal grasp? Coming home from the hyperspace that day, I knew something was wrong. I looked around me, I looked up, and I looked down, and then I saw the truth. Hyperspace is back, Mr. Mailer said, and I disappeared in a rapture of exploding joices into the dark desk sky. See, I get the idea, but it kills the mood. The original ending is looking forward. It ends on an up, and the whole segment is quick and clear and fresh, sort of a palate cleanser. The shitty cliche works because it's simple and it's sort of optimistic. Aw shucks cliche, and that's funny coming after a bunch of depravity and incoherence. This ending just convolutes and it reverses the rising action. Going to be one of those days versus coming home that day. To rush into a new rising action that doesn't seem to have anything to do with what preceded doesn't make a lot of sense. See, Franz Kafka. The end.